Right, first of all, am I muted? Have I muted myself? I have no idea. Good evening, good morning. I have no idea when anyone's even watching this. Hello, thank you everyone for anyone who's joining me. I'm not put my gloves on yet, so I'm going to start with doing that first. Tonight, even though I'm not feeling overly wonderful, I'm going to try and do the Van Ryan's Leapers, which are these nice little creatures. They came with the Leviathan box set as well. So anyone else who picked that up is a nice way of doubling it up, and yay, you've got a nice little Tyranid army going. But I've noticed that they're the same size as, well, roughly, as the old... Good evening, Buzzard. How are you doing, man? Thank you very much for joining me. So these models, they're pretty much the same size as the old lictors. So I know we're getting a new sculpt for the lictors, and they've got much bigger, which is a bit of a shame. But still, these come in units of 3. And lictors are only on their own little single model thing. So we'll have a chat about those towards the end if I have time and I'm not feeling too tired. Now, I have been on for a little while. I've gloves on, paints, the usual 2-3, the usual 3 that I've been using for. It's the speed paints, the Hydrolyl Purple, the Zealot Yellow, and the Orc Skin. And then the Vallejo Ivory if you want to do the dry brush at the end. Hadrich, thank you very much for joining us. How are you doing? So you went out for a nice long walk the other day with you and your doggy. I hope it was nice. I, however, have not been in anywhere near RDA for, I don't know, for a while. I've not been on much social media, to be quite honest. I have kind of been avoiding it a little bit. Not for any... it's more for the broader reason than the... I'm waiting for you to turn up. I knew you show. Hi, Jessica. Are you okay? I'll post a link for anyone who wishes to join. Yeah, of course you scared me. You got a picture of you in it. Have you seen your face? You're Scottish. I don't think there's any good looking Scottish. Well, I suppose you're technically not Scottish, but you could definitely get away with it. Sorry, I'm only joking. Right, what was I saying? Damn it, Jessica, you put me off. What was I saying? I can't remember. Right, so yeah, painting from Ryan's Leapers. I've got everything, I believe, set up. I'm going to post a link soonish. I would imagine. I just want to make sure I have got everything that I do need. Drink, models, paint, cameras, headset, sound. Different lighting setup and different camera setup. So I can actually look at the camera's pretty much right in front of me for a change. So I don't have to look off to the side while it is. Hi. Yeah, I can actually see. I can read the comments now as well at the same time. See, it's great. So it is a bit of a different setup for me. A few hours. Well, as long as the dogs are tired out, that is the main thing. Because, doggos take a lot of tiring out. These are going to be a bit of a pain in the rear end. And I've just been looking at see what I've done with all the others is the underside has been green and the chitting across the top has been purple. But that's because it's been coming this way forward and then jumps out at the end. These ones decided to want to do it the other way. So I'm not sure if to do it reverse for these and go like green, and do a lot of green and yellow across the arms. Do more green and yellow than I would for some of the others. And actually do, or do I just do that white bit and try and fade it into purple? see, purple and green they don't fade well into each other. They just kind of butt up against each other, and then that's it. They're just there then. Decisions. I really should. I was going to do these tonight, which were is it the Barb Gaunts? I can't remember. Yeah, I think they're the Barb Gaunts. But I decided on the Van Ryn's Leapers because there's only 3 of them. Three. I thought they'd be nice and simple. But apparently not. Right, I'm prattling. And I need to get some painting done, so... Let's have someone over here to actually talk instead. And then I can get some painting done. If anyone wants to join up, guys. If no one wants to join on, they don't have to. I'm going to try and pin it to the comments. If I can remember how to do basic things on streams. I can't do anything. What am I doing? Right. Go to that. Go to that. Get rid of that thing because I've just heard my own voice and that's horrible. Yeah, but in fairness, it's what 20 past 10 for you, Hayde? Yeah, you're an hour ahead of me, so it's all right for you to be in bed. It depends what you're doing. If you're just having a bit of a relax, a bit of a chill, and use me as other people have done in the past, and use me as something to go to sleep to because I'm boring as hell apparently. Thank you very much for that comment, and it was an in-person comment as well. You won't see in the comment section. In which case this apparently helps. I'm about to bring Lee back up a regular on this show. Hello Lee.
Yeah. Hello mate, I'll see how long I can stay
by the
for,
way,
mate.
because it was your birthday recently. Happy birthday for recently.
Thank you. I'll see how long I can stay, mate. I'm not for long.
Not a problem.
I've just been in a live stream now building, and I'm in another one tomorrow. I'm building a loco at the moment, a wooden loco.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. That's what you do. A, you build locomotives, and B, you do a lot of live streams.
Yeah,
you do seem to do a lot of live streams.
I can't sit in the back. I've been airbrushing most of the morning. This morning.
Oh no! I shall show you what I've got left to airbrush out of the Leviathan box in a moment. In fact, no, I should do it now before I actually start painting them all. And while I've got the topics come up, I've got it all laid out on one tray, so it's not too bad. I've only got little things, and I'm really annoyed because I thought I'd done all of these ones, and it turns out I've got one left. So this is what I've got left out of the Leviathan box. It's the 20 little gaunts. That one little guy that I forgot, and then the 10 flame guys that I've got left to spray. Luckily, I have got these access to it at the moment, so I'm not having to buy rattle cans, which helps. I don't like rattle cans.
No.
You have a nice sleep, by the way, Advich. So in the night, if you fall asleep before you get to turn your phone off.
Yeah. I am, so, yeah. But I'm messing around on the big workbench.
So what are you messing with?
Nothing. I've not got nothing on the bench. I'll see how long.
So it's just a general tidy up then?
I've just done a tidy up, yeah. I'm in serious pain with my knee, mate, sitting at the bench.
Well, if you're in pain, why are you sitting there? Thank you for coming up. But I appreciate it. But if it's at your own detriment of physical health, then I don't.
Yeah,
you don't have
to. I've been in the hobby room anyway, tidying the bench, so I'd rather come up on panel.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm just going to let the next guests sort out their camera. They can give me a thumbs up when they're ready. I just do that. Yeah, right. Okay. And we have Jessica from Synscape Studios also joining us. Jessica's been running quite a lot of competitions recently that I keep forgetting to go into because it'll save you money and time if I win because you don't have to use any paints or paint the model.
In some of them.
In some of them. And so, well, no, because
Not all of them. Not all of them are painted commissions.
Right, okay. Some of them are just win the box set. I'll win the model.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Well, that'd be fine for me either way. But yeah, the painted ones where you get to win a commission painted, I must say.
Of course, if you entered in the pro painted ones, you could choose to just have the models if you really wanted to. Well, I'm not going to argue that.
Essentially, what I'll go to is like, which model do I really want, but I can't afford? Get me that one. just send me that one. That'll do.
Well, I've got the ultimate starter set up there, and I've got any combat patrol and any Age of Sigmar Vanguard.
Oh, I might have to have a word with you, because there's a certain, I believe, about to or is now out of print box set that I really want.
Which one?
Space Marine Combat Patrol, the one where you get all the Phobos stuff.
Okay, I can get hold of one for you. My supplier has one in stock. Right,
we shan't discuss price on the internet.
That's fine.
We shall do that offline. Because I probably should, because the person who controls the money in my house should be one of the viewers and one of the silent viewers, I believe. So yes, I'm monitored. Do you really think I'm allowed on the internet unmonitored and unsupervised? No.
You shouldn't be.
I'm not. There'll usually be one viewer, and I know exactly who that viewer will be. And it'll be the one person who's going, you're not going on there without me watching you. And it'll be the reason in my head ever snaps around like that and goes, yes, 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 yes. And I go very quiet. That's the reason. So
it does.
It happens. I've seen it on Lee. I've seen it with Lee. His missus. Yeah. His missus is a little bit more active in the chat than mine. So she'll just say it in the chat, but I've seen Lee's missus just pretty much just tell him. Yeah. So I'll get the same thing, except I won't get it. I won't get it in chat. I'll get it directly in in person.
Okay, well, let's just say your combat patrol is only £10.
Yes. She's probably laughing. She knows damn well that any Warhammer box set is not £10.
This one is it because it's out of print. It's a special offer. Let's just say that.
Right. Yeah. Then in which case,
I've got to start that Labros set eventually. It's on top of the stash cupboard.
Which box set?
Bob Ross.
No, the Labyrinth. You know the one.
I thought you said Bob Ross.
Yeah, me Labyrinth.
Bob Ross. No. See, I love Bob Ross, but I won't buy any of his products. I won't buy any Bob Ross products. Oh, you goblins! You've still got them. Yeah. How are they going to fit into your train diorama?
They're not. I do other stuff now. Let me see if I can change camera.
So if you're branching out into the fantasy world, you should do a steampunk train. You should do a steampunk train powered by manned by goblins.
You can see where my bench finishes. That's where my bench finishes. But the other side, I've got an L shape. I've got a paint booth and everything over the other side with more cameras.
I know, but if you're branching out and you've got a load of goblins, you should do a steampunk train that's powered by goblins.
No,
that'll run on your track.
No, I've got a lot of projects. I'm back up in the loft where my channel started as well.
Oh, but come on, how cool would that be?
Yeah, well, no, I've been airbrushing a lot. There's my other half.
Well, with it being...
There's one I've been airbrushing.
Let me bring one. Oh, is that your cross walkways? Your cross stairs for?
Yeah, one of my footbridge I've just been doing. That's my footbridge. Yeah, Jockey's probably found with the painkillers. That's what she'll be saying to me. Because she's probably telling me you need to come away. If you're up on the live tomorrow, she'll probably say to me, I need to go away from the bench.
Probably, yeah. Get away, sit down, have a rest, get off it for a bit.
Yeah. I'll be back in a minute.
No worries. Let's bring this one back up so I can see the purple on it.
People actually see can't really see my whole thing, can we?
I can't ever do that. What are you building?
An impulsor for Blood Angels Combat Patrol. Painted as Lamenters.
Lamenters. They're the yellow. They're the unlucky sods, aren't they?
They are, yes.
I'll be in chat anyway, Lance.
No worries, Lee. I'll see you in a bit, mate. I'll see you in chat. And I hope you're
thank you for
better. Get away from
it, mate. I just can't sit in the bench for long.
Yeah, no worries, mate. As I said, if it's for your health detriment, then go get yourself healthy.
Yeah, no problem, mate.
See you later, mate. I'll go.
See you, bye.
Yeah, it's the yellow one. It's the yellow ones that have like a really cool, like the black and white checkers and.
Is it a red heart on it as well?
Red heart with like a blood drop thing, and I actually got someone to design and make me Lamenter transfers that I'm just looking for now. Just to show them. I prefer to use transfers if I can.
So would I, which is why none of mine have any on at the moment. I'm still deliberating under how do I differentiate sergeants from standard.
I can tell you the Codex Astartes way, the official way that should be done. There you go. That's the.
But the Codex got modified when Gilliman came back.
Not for the colour scheme and the squad markings that you are typically used for squads to represent sergeants and veterans and such.
And plus, with me being a Salamander chapter, I would rather follow their marking stylings. Not
right. Okay.
I'm not going for the flames because it'll look horrible on my colour scheme.
Flames on
that would.
So I've been studying the salamanders myself so that I can do mine because I'm doing salamanders myself as well now.
You know the only reason I'm doing salamanders, don't you? Is because I can't paint skin. Yeah, because I can't paint skin.
Yeah.
That's it.
The easiest way to do skin is just to start with like a light flesh colour and put Gilliman flesh contrast over it.
Yeah, you say that like it's easy.
It is. But anyway, if you want to know the official way that the salamanders work, their helmets are all green. So typically other chapters, they have like red colours for helmets on sergeants. Veterans have white, and veteran sergeants have red with a bit of white on them.
Yes,
Salamanders don't follow that at all. They just have the sergeants have a white skull on the forehead of the helmet.
Is that the only difference?
That's the only difference for the helmets. Right, so the shoulder pads, the company that they belong to, the background color of the shoulder pad is different, and the actual salamander logo is different depending on which company you go for.
Right, I have an issue then.
Yeah.
When the dude's not got a skull on his FOD, and he's the sergeant for the unit, what do you do then?
There's loads of tiny skulls for transfers.
True.
There's loads of them.
No worries, Lee. Thank you for joining me as well. I don't know why I'm doing that. Because I've moved my camera. I'm all disorientated. No, I suppose there is transfers. I've got loads of transfer sheets. They should have at least 1 or 2 skulls on them, I should imagine.
I've got several salamanders transfer sheets.
But they will be very flamey, I should imagine. Very orangey.
Not the ones that you'll need. So if you use, are you going to use the salamander dragon head icon?
I wasn't planning to. That's what I was looking for the other night when I found the tactical markings. I was actually looking for the logo. It was more of a think Phoenix Rising type idea, but in a dragon shape.
I'll send you a link to an Etsy shop who will custom design transfer sheets for you. As all you need is like a drawing or something, like a downloadable image off the computer that's obviously not too complex, and they'll put it onto transfer paper for you and send it to you.
So if I essentially sent in the sheet already done, go, right, can you print me that out?
Pretty much.
It'll go, yeah. And then printing me out.
Yeah.
Right. Hopefully you can clean up the detail a little bit. Because
it probably will do, yeah, because the stuff I get is extremely high quality from him. And I've been using him quite a few times. I did the Lamenters with him. I got a sheet for just Imperial Fists from him, like full of different coloured fist icons to represent veterans and stuff like that. What else did I get from him?
Well, here's a bit of a spoiler for the channel. I've only got about 10 models plus whatever I've got from the Leviathan box set to paint up into the 3-colour standard. And then I believe I got to the point where I need to go, right, I need to look at the next stage. So it's going to be washes and transfers next. So this is quite an interesting conversation for me to be having, because it's probably the next stage that I need. Because I was looking at my box the other day, and it's like, well, they're all done up to that standard now, which is fantastic. So which means, yeah, I'm getting better. I'm getting faster and I'm getting better because I'm getting done. But I do progressively wish to move them up in stages. So eventually they will hopefully by the time I'm 50 or before be up to a level of what you would classify as one of your high class designs or one of your high class things. So I'm going to build the entire thing up. Here's a basic three color stage. Here's the next stage to get it a little bit better, and then I'm going to try and work up and slowly improve my skills.
If you want any painting tips as well, I'm more than happy to.
Well,
basic ones as well. I may be doing this professionally, but I certainly don't waste my time doing things.
Yes,
too complicated.
It's technique and knowing what to do and how to do it, rather than sitting there and actually going, right, well, I've got to paint every single little bit. It's like, no, if you just do that, then all them are done. And then when you put that over it, that happens. And then you don't actually have to go around and paint every single little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why with all the other Tyranids so far, it's been a one coat with speed paint, and then a dry brush to bring out the edges and the bits that I know I'm going to want to look at later.
Yeah. Alternatively, you can just dry brush the models and then put your speed paint over that and call it a day with the slap shot method. But
that
depends if you want that result.
That's essentially what I'm doing. That's essentially what that was.
But you're putting normal paint over it, aren't you? Or are you putting contrast over it now?
No, I'm putting contrast over it now.
All right. Okay. Cool.
But when I dry brush it, it is with a normal paint because of the reactivation on this edition of the Army Painter speed paints.
Yeah.
Because the new editions don't reactivate.
A dry brush over contrast or speed paint really does make a difference.
Well, this one reactivates, so it helps it blend as well a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a great deal, not overly, but it's certainly enough to not have to put 2 layers over it. And whereas you would normally do a 50-50 mix and then go up to the next layer.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the reactivation, you get away with not having to do the 50-50 mix. You don't have to if you don't want to.
I get you.
So there's a little shortcut for people who are thinking, oh, but I don't want to have to do 2 layers. Buy the original 1.1 of Army Speed Painter. It reactivates under normal paint. Then when you do a matte or satin thin varnish just to seal it afterwards before you go on to your next stage, then it stops reactivating because you've sealed it. See, I'm not completely oblivious to the techniques.
Yeah, you just choose not to do it because you're a lazy cunt.
But douche. Lady has got it in one. Lazy mini painting, thank you very much. Here you are. Well, it's not necessarily lazy. I have a lot of models to do. You've got to admit, I do have quite a fair few models to do.
Yeah, you don't have the right to say that to me.
As a personal collection, I think I do.
Well, yeah, for personal collection, I suppose.
As a personal collection, I think I do, because I've got near enough half a chapter of Space Marines. I've got Orcs. I've now got Tyranids. I've got at least a 10-man unit of Chaos Space Marines, as well as Age of Sigmar models that I've got for pretty much next to no other purpose than pretty model.
Yeah.
As well as D&D model. I mean, I've got loads, but I just have too many models to overrun in the house, and my missus is going, just like, we need to get me a shed or an extra house, or we need something just to stop this rampaging collection of mine that's going on and on. Which it is. It's a collection as well as a hobby of. Well, it's a hobby of many levels. That's the point of it. You can collect, you can paint, you can play. How you interact with the hobby is entirely up to you.
Yep.
Which is why I really should do one of my Dungeons and Dragons models again soon, just to show there's more than Games Workshop out there, people. There is more than Games Workshop out there.
Oh yeah, there's a few out there. I want to try to get a bit more light on them. Eventually, I'm going to have some of the other brands on my site.
So do I. I just promise I'm not as familiar with them. I would love to have Discourse Miniatures on here, just for the sole discussion of going, I like Games Workshop. I like playing tabletop games. Show me some more. Actually, show me some more.
The hobby shop that I have near me has like a load of other stuff like Bolt Action, Mantic, Kings of War, Dog Fleet.
The good thing is I'm quite good at visualizing in my head. So if I've got all I need right now is a set of dice, and I can visualize a game of 40k in my head. It's great.
Yeah.
Because the randomization thing, rather than I can't do the random thing. I'll just end up picking numbers between 1 and 6, and I failed. And probably
you can work out odds pretty easily.
Well, I could work out the ratios, yes, but then it's not a true dice roll, which is why I don't like AI dice rollers and artificial dice rollers, because they work off an algorithm, and yes, they are good, but they can't counter for the fact that the cat's just not the dice tray as I've rolled. Or my mate dropped a crumb onto it, which caused it to tip that way instead.
Yeah, but that means your dice rolling is less than perfect, whereas the algorithm is perfect.
That's the point of the random. It's not perfect.
No, but perfect randomness is what you want.
No, I want imperfect randomness, which is why it's random, because of the imperfections. If it was perfect, it wouldn't be random.
But it would be random. It would be perfect. No. It'd be perfect chaos.
Which in itself is an oxymoron. You can't have perfect chaos. Chaos.
You can in my life.
Chaos within its very nature is chaotic and therefore not perfect. Although you can obtain a state of perfection within chaos, although is not the true nature of chaos. Chaos's true nature will end up breaking that for the sake it's chaos. Take Zinch, for example, within the 40k universe. I should imagine a lot of his places could be quite nice, almost Eldarian in respect.
Well, Zinch places will be exactly what you want them to be. That's the point.
Yeah, so some of them I should imagine would be quite nice. However, what's behind it is not.
Oh wait, Zinch or Slanesh? Slanesh is the pleasure one, isn't it?
Slanesh is the pleasure one. Zinch is the all knowledge. So we should have
And change of ways, time.
Yeah, so I should imagine some of the Zinch ones would actually be quite nice places of almost contemplation and meditation. Places to reach out and...
I would say a Zinch one is more just amalgamation of every time, past, present, and future, in exactly the same place and time. So it would be the opposite of calm and peaceful.
Well, calm and peaceful would exist within that if it is part of it.
But they would be stuck in the chaos. I think Slanesh would be a perfect place to go. I mean, yeah, sure, you probably get raped at the end of it, but it would be nice while you're there.
No, because you wouldn't get the state of perfection you're after within chaos.
But Slanesh gives you what you most desire.
No, Slanesh gives you what you think you most desire. It takes from you.
But if you think you most desire it and you get it, then you'll think you're happy and you'll be fine.
No, you will never feel fulfilled. That's the point. That's why you push for further and further.
Yeah, so you keep getting more and more. I'm happy with that if I keep getting more.
Well, that would be you, whereas the state of perfection for me would be complete tranquility. Think of me more of a Taoist.
I actually think if you want complete tranquility, I think you'll be better off suited with Nurgle. Nurgle are the most giving. They share. Like, the whole point of Nurgle is that it shares everything that it belongs to them. There is no end, and you're satisfied. You don't. Khorne always desires blood and combat. They have to do something to attain that. Zinch is chaos because you've got all the time combined, and it would send any normal brain mad. Slanesh, like you said, you're always attaining perfection. So none of them have reached the zenith. But Nurgle already have everything they want. They're just giving it to everyone else.
Actually, that's a fair point.
They're already they don't look for improvement. So they don't need it.
Oh, what's the bloody hell is he called? Essentially, the chaos version of the god of the Harlequins. What about him?
Oh, I can't remember.
And there's something that not many people would do. It's like, who? What? A fifth chaos god? Yeah, there's a fifth chaos. There's a fifth chaos god, and that's not including the Emperor. Yes.
Yeah. The unofficial chaos god that does and doesn't exist because of copyright issues.
Yes. But it's essentially the prankster, the Loki kind of side of a chaos god.
Isn't Malice just like he's a chaos god that hates the chaos gods?
Yeah, he's kind of, but he will help them if he finds it funny and amusing and he wants to.
Okay, I don't remember reading that bit about him.
Just because he can get them a little bit further along their line and then go, nah, I'm going to crush you now.
Okay, I always thought it was just the case that he hates them and...
Oh, he does, but he's not afraid to... He will manipulate. He will, like, yeah, okay, you want that to happen? Yeah, okay. Are you about to get it? No, you're not, are you? Is that type of a... And then buggers off and runs away laughing. Is that type of... The chaos god, as I said, the more the Loki than the tricker, the Harlequin.
Yeah.
God.
I didn't know he was the god of the Harlequin stuff, but that would make sense.
No, he's not. I mean, he's the equivalent of the Harlequins, because that's what the Harlequins god was like. He was the trickster of their god realm, of their pantheon.
Yeah.
He's the equivalent of that. Obviously, the humans don't have an equivalent of that or any pantheon such like it. They have one and only the Emperor of mankind.
Yeah.
How many editions do you think it'll take to either A, to bring back his model, or B, the Ascending?
Well, the number 10 is a big number to them. But I don't think it will be number 10. I think they've got other things in store.
No, they've got
because they've already announced that there's a new army coming out this year. So I don't think they'll bring a new army and the Emperor model in the same year.
No. Let's already establish we're going to get Primarchs before we get an Emperor.
No, we are getting another Primarch this year, and we're getting a new army, a completely new army.
Well, that army I would imagine would be the only other Chaos army that needs doing, as well as the Primarch as well, I would imagine, which would be Fulgrim.
Maybe, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that thing I read said that it was a new army, something new.
Well, don't forget, they only have one unit. That's all they have. Emperor's Children only have one unit.
But yeah, but that's not a new army. They specifically said it's a new army.
This is Games Workshop.
I know, but they're doing a lot of good these days, and they're making a lot of money for themselves right now.
Take that back.
They are. They're doing extremely well financially right now.
Oh, financially they are, yeah, but
and I think they're doing pretty well at the moment. Yes, it's expensive, but in terms of their rules, their ethos, and what they're doing now, they're turning it around a bit. I've got a little bit of a background information on their way of the way they sell to shops and stuff now as well. They've completely overhauled that to try to get rid of scalpers. You know, they are doing things.
So they are actually looking to try and sort things out. Wow.
Yeah. So basically, what they were doing there, I think it was like they would allocate X number of new release stuff to resellers. And I think I was told something like 90% of them would go to the bigger companies like Element Games or Wayland Games and stuff like that. And then the other 10% would get shipped to like the smaller independent businesses. But they did something, I can't remember how they did this, but they managed to prove that it was those games, those stores like Element Games. I think Element Games was actually one of the ones that they announced was doing this. Was buying thousands of copies of Leviathan, and before, they shipped them out only to these big companies first, and then they appeared on the market being sold for like £300-400 before anyone else got their hand on it.
So it's the people buying from the cheaper places that are scalpers.
No. Basically, it was people. I'm only using Element Games as an example. I'm not saying it was them. I can't remember what I was told.
That's why I said the cheaper places. Usually the places that have got discounts and available to...
Oh, yeah. They're resellers. So they're buying, say, like 1,000 copies of Leviathan and then putting them on... And then someone from the store is then putting it on eBay and making tons of money from it instead of doing it the legitimate way, which you expect it to be. And then suddenly they've not got any in stock on their website, and you'd be like, how can you not have them? But instead of doing it 90% to them and 10% to the smaller independent shops, they've switched it.
Oh, so the independent shops are getting more rather than...
Yes, that's if I understood what I was told correctly, that is the case. And the person who told me that is actually running an independent shop.
Oh, so places in like what was it called in York? Is where I got my there was a place in York I got my Natman box set from.
Yeah, it'll most likely be that. So they're getting a better deal now.
Good. At least that's a lot better for it's a step in the right direction. However, they've got a hell of a long way to earn back my full.
Yeah, but they do a lot of good for the resellers actually. I was talking to the guy who runs that shop because I'm working with him to do like because he's going to be my supplier for anyone getting like NIB stuff and all that.
Yeah, kind of he's the promotion person. Yeah. The bigger you take off, the more he takes off, type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. He's taking a percentage of the ticket sales on top of what he asks for the combat patrol or whatever it is. But anyway, he said that currently, what was the point I was going to make now? Oh yeah, if say for example he gets 3 boxes of Cursed City, and then a few months down the line he only sells one of them, and he's still got 2 left, and then they re-release Cursed City, and then that one is now out of date. Games Workshop will buy both copies of that Cursed City back off him for the same price that he bought it off them, and replace them with the updated version.
What, free of charge?
Well, he still has to pay for them new ones, but he's got all the money back from the ones that didn't sell.
Yes. He's missing out on something there. Then. See, if he can sell for a profit, even if it's only a small profit, then keeping hold of those cursed cities and doing a sale on them might have been an easy way of doing it and actually making money rather than just getting his money back. Profit is always better than breaking even.
Yeah, but he's not supposed to do that. If he does that, the Games Workshop will know he sold them after he's been told not to.
Oh, so they do actually do a cease and desist on, you're not allowed to sell this anymore?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Now that's
They say, you can't sell this anymore, send us back all the copies you have, we'll give you the money back.
Right, okay, so, I need to get those. Any combat patrols I need to get before the new one comes out, because that's when they'll go.
Technically, yes, but I'm
assuming they have a time limit as to when they've got to get them back. Because if it's a box like that sells, they might.
He'll give me notice.
Yep. You might want to pick this up. They're going to ask for it back in a week.
Yeah.
Why?
But if you want that combat patrol, I would recommend to get it sooner rather than later, because I don't know how long it's going to be, and Games Workshop do not have it available anymore. Wayland Games don't have it available anymore.
Many places don't have it available anymore. I think Element do.
Yes, but I try to avoid using Element because they're one of the ones that were suspected of doing the scalping, and they're very bad with their stock control. You can buy something from them, and then like a month later, you're like, "Where is it?" You contact them, and they say, "Oh, we were out of stock. We're waiting for them to get back." Well, why didn't you tell me?
That's the problem with being. Okay, this is how Games Workshop started. They was originally a third-party stockist. They stocked Dungeons and Dragons when they first opened. They stocked loads of games. It wasn't until they released their own fantasy game and it took off that they decided to go. Rogue Trader? Oh. Yeah, no, we'll move all them off and we'll just do our games now. We sell our own games.
Yeah.
And it's at that point it snowballed into what we have today. Element are essentially at that low end again. So they're relying on third-party stockists. What I would do if it was Element Games is go, look, I'd set up a room of 3D printers. A full fucking room of 3D printers constantly and ventilated to hell. The police might think you're doing a grow because of the amount of heat coming out of the room, but yeah, I would set up a full room of 3D printers and go to these places and go, look, I want them. Let me sell the models. It'll solve the supply and distribution problem. Some of the STLs will be manufactured and pay for a manufacturer's license on the models. In which case they could do the bits, they could do the models, they could do everything, they could bag up, they could do it all in shop. And it'll cut out a lot of their supplies. The problem is whether or not their suppliers or certain things would let them do that. Because there are certain companies that are already established. For instance, Stargrave's already established. You can go out buy Stargrave box sets.
Yeah.
So they might not like you going, okay, no, we don't print it out models on your what? No, not a chance. So in which case they're gonna have to still continue to get from them as suppliers. But if they can establish a better way of getting their products to their customers, if GW fall, they'll be in the right place to step up and take over.
Yeah,
if they had the right way of going in. But I don't see GW going anywhere anytime soon. Put it that way.
Oh no, GW aren't going anywhere.
In fact, if I had the money, we'd buy GW stocks probably, because their profit margins must just be looking to go through the roof over the next couple of years.
Oh, their profit margins are huge right now. It's all public information. If you wanted to go check it out, you could. They're doing extremely well for themselves right now.
That's why I know that it's just going, yeah, all the way up. Which is great for them. Don't get me wrong, it's great for.
It's great for us as well.
Well, it's better for the investors. Don't forget, it's a publicly traded company, so people have put money in and gone, right, we want money out of this now.
But if you think about it from the from our perspective as hobbyists, it's better for us as well because they'll be able to provide more things quicker. And all those codexes that haven't been updated in ages, the new, what is it? I was literally thinking about it last night. There's an army that hasn't had an update in so long that it's one of the oldest, got some of the oldest models in the game.
Which is?
It didn't get updated in 9th at all. I can't remember what it was now. But there's one of the armies that hasn't been updated for so long. And if Games Workshop are making a lot of money, they can release a huge range of new models for them, like they have for Tyranids.
True, but if they didn't have to pay out to investors, then just imagine how much they could reinvest back into the company.
Yeah, that is true.
So,
but the investors do keep them afloat if bad things happen.
I don't know if their profit margins are the way they're going. I don't think it's the investors that are keeping them afloat.
You know, it was only like 5-6 years ago that Games Workshop was on the brink of going bankrupt.
It was Roundtree's, like, right 8th edition, boom. And that was pretty much what we rekindled it, as far as I'm aware.
I think it was
the introduction of Primaries Marines.
Not necessarily them. I think I read it was because the introduction of doing like. Well, yeah, no, the introduction. Yeah, it was the introduction of Indomitus that mainly was like a huge boom for them.
Well, that Indomitus was a fantastic box set because it was Necrons. It wasn't just Space Marines. Necrons got a lot, and they got a lot of new models.
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky enough to have a friend who wanted that one, so I ended up with 2 halves of the Space Marine side. In this case, I ended up with one box, so I kept the Tyranid side. But that Indomitus box was awesome. It was one of the best boxes that I've seen since Blackreach.
Yeah, I remember Blackreach. But yeah, it was the. Oh yeah, that was it. That's what I read. GW was on the brink of bankruptcy because they were focusing on the older clientele that had the money, and then they kind of realized, wait, we need to start making the game more accessible to newer, younger players that didn't have as much money.
Yeah,
so then they started doing the box sets that you get more stuff in it for cheaper.
Yeah, so you got the Skyrim method. Here you go, people. Here's a dumbed down method. Here's a dumbed down game. Simpler to play, but you can go back and look at the more difficult ones if you want. You've now got true scale Marines to play with.
Yeah.
Which I see. There's lots and lots of units that I need. I want. Well, lots of units I want because I would like to be able to play true scale Space Marines if I could go back to 5th edition and play true scale. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because I liked 5th. 5th was a good balance between shooting, melee, and vehicles being vehicles.
Yeah, because they had different rules. You can disable the weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So think of it more like if you was to anyone who's not played a game of Warhammer. There are obviously editions. At the moment, they've got a game called Horus Heresy, which is pretty much Warhammer 40,000 7th edition, which is the refined
It is,
version of 5th.
7th was good. I enjoyed that.
Well, 7th is the equivalent of 9th, which was just a refined version of the edition before. 7th.
I love that you called 9th a refined version.
Yeah. To be quite honest, I've not been impressed with the last 3 editions. Even this edition, I'm looking at it, I'm going, yeah, I can see problems already.
Such as?
The math hammer's too simple. At the moment, they've got no real character to the armies at all.
Well, yeah, that's going to be expanded when they start doing different detachments.
Well, no, that's gonna happen when Codex Creeper comes in, and they're gonna follow the same model they did last time. Don't let this "we're getting better and we're listening to you" thing fool you. They're gonna do Codex Creeper again this edition. And
Maybe.
It's not maybe about it. They've already declared that they're only releasing 2 codexes at the start. If there was no such thing as Codex Creep, they would go, right, you've got used to the basics now? Right, here's everyone's codex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, no, it doesn't make it does not make financial sense to release all codexes at the same time.
A freaking club.
It really doesn't. It does not make financial sense to do it.
It doesn't make financial sense, but it makes sense for the game.
Yeah, but they need to make money. That's the primary focus. They still need to make money, but they also do still have people who love doing what they do, working for the company. They need to have an equal mix of the two, and they do. They have that.
And you're telling me they're not working on 12th already? They're already on their method to making the money for the next edition. They've already forgotten about 10th.
Yeah, the people
they've already forgotten about it.
The people who were sat behind the desk, yeah, sure.
So there's one small team now sat in Nottingham somewhere, I should imagine. If they are true to keeping it all there, if not, they're sat in an office building, in some other bloody place. And they're waiting to find out what everyone's whinging about and go, how do we change that? Well, we nerf that, we up that in points, we do that, we release that.
Well, that's good.
No, because it shouldn't get there. It should have been play tested.
It should have been, but there's no matter how much you play test something, it will never be. All of the problems will never be fully ironed out on release. It's impossible.
Look, my friends want to get a T-shirt made from me for a very specific reason, and the T-shirt goes "Ruining games since the 1980s." Because if there's a way to cheese something, especially in this type of stuff and on computer games, I have a very, very, very good way of just going, oh, so you just do that. Okay.
Yeah. And there is a good place for people like that in the hobby, because that allows the problems to be brought up and changed.
Hiring people like me and Spiffing Brit and other people who not necessarily, well, I'm into the game, but not necessarily people into the game, but people who love breaking the game and go.
I'm sure they probably do, but at the same time, they don't have to hire you. They just have to see you on the on channel, not you specifically, but people who also complain about things. Because spiky bits always have negative things on just as much as they have positive things on. They always bring up the issues with their rules, and Games Workshop read them.
Yes, but it shouldn't be Well, my point is, it shouldn't be a reaction thing. It should have already been done.
Not everything can be caught. Yes, of course, some of them can be, but you have no idea how many problems there were in the first version of 10.
Then if it's a bad
It's impossible to catch everything.
If it's a bad call, you throw it away. You don't start with a bad call. And if you start with a bad call, you're an idiot. For any game. If the basic is, are you both having fun? And the first turn advantage is a big enough factor in this game for one person to go no.
They're ironing that out already, though.
They're not.
Like Eldar have been completely. Eldar's first turn advantage has been removed.
No, because the first turn advantage is not limited to a faction.
No, it's not. But they're working on it. They're working on these problems, and they're fixing them. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's going to happen, no matter what you're making, whether it's a tabletop game or it's a computer game. Nothing is. In fact, very few things are even close to perfect on release.
Magic the Gathering, I believe, had one major sorting out after its release, and other than that, it's been pretty much a good game.
They're doing pretty well, of course.
No, I mean as a game structure.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a broken game. But within that brokenness is going back to the chaos thing. Because it's broken, it's so chaotic that it allows rule breaking within the rules.
Yeah.
What game allows rule breaking within the rules?
Yeah.
Apart from Magic, which is planned into the rules. He made it with him, a few of his mates, and some pieces of paper, and he play tested it, and he play tested it, and he play tested it, and he play tested it properly. And what did we get? We got Magic the Gathering Alpha Edition, which now is worth fucking thousands because it was a game made properly.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I got on a bit of a high horse then. But that's essentially it. If you do it right, then you don't have to go back and change it. His one change was limiting, going, oh yeah, wait a minute, no, 4 of each card. 4 of each card. You can't because you had first turn wins. What did you pull? Well, I pulled up, I think it's Black Lotus, Livestream, and a land, Black Lotus, Livestream, and something else. And you piled the Black Lotus, you paid for the other card, you paid for the Livestream, or you piled 2 Black Lotuses because you probably had about 3 in your hand. And then you just pump 19 of your life plus 1 extra mana through the Livestream, and this other spell, and you killed them the first turn. Because you could have a limited number of, so it's like, well, I've only got these 3 cards in my deck. I've got 60 cards, I've got 20 of each. Boom. I'm getting those cards in my hand. So he was like, right, no, 4 of each card, and later on they obviously realised and started banning some of the older, more powerful cards, which is why you have a restricted list and a banned list for competitive play. Which they're doing this anyway, but that's really only in competitive play. And now Games Workshop are looking into taking a stance into competitive play, and that's where their focus is now lying. Whereas they've got a bad core game and they've not tested the core game properly in the first place, so when it comes to competitive, they've got to go back and do even more bloody work. So a meta has to come out, and as soon as the codex is released, it's actually out of date already. Day of release, as soon as you get your codex, it is not right. Which is that's ridiculous. For a business as big as Games Workshop, that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, that is true. But it'll never be perfect.
No, but to have the correct rules in my book when I buy it is a good start.
Yeah.
Especially in the later ones, which I feel sorry for even more. Because you've got some armies that now will not get a codex until the end of the edition. And at that point, they've got next to no time to use their codex. Poor World Eaters. Poor World Eaters. What they got? What 3-4 months with their codex before it was like round 90 down to index cards. You got to play 10th edition.
Yeah, I know that was.
It's like what?
Yeah,
no, that was. I've just got this new super unit. I've just got all these new things that I can use, and you've limited me now to. I've only got to use them for a few months, and now they're not the right ones anymore. So if I want to at tournaments, I've got to use. So what was the point of me buying this bloody book in the first place? Oh, so you can get used to the units, but I didn't get used to the units because all the rules have freaking changed.
they've not changed that dramatically. 10th is not like complete overhaul.
It's not. It's not the big. It's not the big jump that 7th to 8th was.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a nerf on every single faction immediately. It's a straight out nerf. Everyone's limited to right. You can only play this way. This thing everyone has, and don't get me wrong. I like the fact that they stripped down the stratagems ridiculously. That is a good idea. I like that idea.
And I like the fact that every unit now has its own unique ability. Every unit has a purpose now.
Yeah, so you can. So not every unit is worthless.
Exactly.
Most units have a purpose, and like tactical marines. If you take a tactical squad, it's essentially like they're in the tactical doctrine all the time. Well, that makes sense. They're the tactical squad. They would be that way all the time.
Yeah.
So, yes, I do agree with that. I do like that they've done that bit. So it's not completely negative about what they've done about it.
Good. Because I think 10th edition is actually quite a good version considering everything.
Well, don't forget, a lot of this is me either looking at people playing online or me doing base rolls, me playing me. Me playing me is not a very fun game because I know what I'm like and I know what I'm going to do. So it essentially ends.
But you always win.
No, I never win and I never lose. It's always pretty much a stalemate. So yeah, I know that I'm about to do that with them, so I move them back, and then I go, oh well, I know I'm going to move them back, so I do, and yeah, it doesn't work. I can't do it impartially, so it's a pain. I need an opponent to be able to go right. I need to react to that happening because I didn't think you were going to do that, or that. Or even if it's my opponent and I know what they're going to do, it's like, right, well, I've got to brace for it. How I'm going to brace for it. Like, back when 8th first started, I played loads of games. with 8th. Sadly enough, I was playing them against a Death Guard player most of the time. This Death Guard player had Mortarion, his little bodyguard, 3 Plaguebirth Crawlers, and I think he had about 28 Plague Marines, because you can field them in 7s.
Yeah.
And then another 2 units of Terminators, about 60 Poxwalkers, and 3 of the drones. So he had a fair bit to choose from.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
I didn't quite have all of what I've got now, but I had a good chunk of it. Because obviously I only had what was available at that time. Anything that come out in Indomitus was not available. So I had no Blade Guard veterans or anything like that because they weren't around. And so many times I got my backside kicked because Mortarion on his own is just a monster, especially back in 8th when he had that feel no pain. That disgustingly resilient, which was ignored any wound at all on a 5+ or 4+ if certain.
Yeah.
It was just, oh dear God. But before you got through Mortarion, you had to get through his bodyguard. Because they were taking up wounds because they'd all teleport down together. They'd all come down together from Deep Strike. So they were only 9 inches away from me, so I had to really deal with them quickly. But on the other side, I would also have frigging tanks bombarding me.
Yeah.
It's like,
I missed it. I missed 8th edition completely.
It was... When it came out, it was kind of like this is a fun little introduction to 40k. Where's the rest of the rules for 40k?
Yeah.
And that's when we realised, like, oh, this is what they've done. Right, okay. And we kind of got used to playing that, and then it... 9th didn't make it any better, really. And
no, 9th was ridiculous.
We've not had a game of 10th. Now, I am in favour of the fact that they brought keywords back rather than 1,000,000,006 variants of the same rule in every single codex.
Yeah, that again is extremely useful.
Well, that's the same keywords pretty much that they had back in 7th edition.
So yeah, they brought it back because they realised that everyone was still using the 7th edition. Instead of calling it teleport, they just called it Deep Strike. And they called it Feel No Pain,
Yeah.
They realised that, so they thought, okay, we'll do it. We'll put it back to that then.
Yeah, everyone seems to know it as that. That seemed to have worked.
Yeah.
So, in fairness, they took note in that case. Giving each unit a special rule, I want to see how long that lasts when the codex comes out.
Yeah. The only thing I do think is a negative. I've played 3 games now of 10th. A lot of things deal mortal wounds now.
A lot of things deal mortal wounds.
Yeah. Mortal wounds are a lot more common now. So it's
and
like
psychic...
almost every psychic ability inflicts mortal wounds, which I found out in my last game was not very good for me because I'm Black Templars, and I thought my anti-psyker vow was awesome because it gave me a 4+ defense against all psychic attacks. But it's a 4+ invulnerable save, which doesn't work against mortal wounds, and most psychic attacks deal mortal wounds.
Oh, don't Black Templars get something against mortal wounds as well?
They used to, but not anymore.
Ah, bugger.
One of my vows does give me a 5+ Feel No Pain for everything.
Yeah, well, that will work for mortal wounds as well.
No, sorry, a 6+ Feel No Pain and a leadership value of 5+.
Well, that will work for mortal wounds.
Yeah, that will work for mortal wounds, but anti-psyker one is a 4+ invulnerable save against psychic attacks, which sounds really good until you realise most psychic attacks deal mortal wounds. So I think there's a problem with the amount of mortal wounds that are being delivered. Yeah. Like my last game was against Thousand Suns, and I was completely...
Oh dear God, no.
I was completely screwed over it with almost every dice he made. There's 3 mortal wounds, there's 2 mortal wounds. It's like, oh, fucking hell, man. And of course he had a whole unit of 10 flamers, and he used that in my turn as an Overwatch and wiped out a 12-man unit.
Oh, nice.
In my turn.
Very nice.
Because obviously Overwatch... Overwatching with flamers, you still get 1d6 auto hits with every attack.
Yeah, well,
you don't need 6s to hit.
No. Well, it's auto hits, so it's alright. No, actually, you don't see the nicotine stains on my fingers. That's why I've got gloves on.
Sorry?
I'm answering Squirrel. Wears gloves so he doesn't
Oh,
So we don't
right.
make fun of your soft, silky hands. I don't have soft, silky hands. My hands are scarred up to hell. I wear gloves so nobody sees my nicotine-stained fingers.
It's actually to cover the fact that his hands are covered in fur because he's a chipmunk.
I'm not a chipmunk. In fact, that's been resolved when I got the new mic.
You're still a chipmunk.
I'm not a chipmunk.
I think you're using a voice changer.
I'm not using a voice changer. I've just upgraded my equipment. Well, I didn't upgrade my equipment. Somebody upgraded my equipment for me, which I'm very thankful for.
Upgraded your equipment so that you don't sound like a chipmunk anymore.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, because you are a chipmunk and you want to sound more human, so you're using a voice changer, which was gifted to you.
I am not. Don't start.
Why? What are you going to do? Punch me?
No. No. He's a woolly-back sheep, that's all.
Remember, the only way for you to get a Space Marine Combat Patrol is through me.
Oh, yeah. Bribery and blackmail. That's what your method is at the moment. Typical bleeding woman.
You're lucky, actually.
If I can't get what I want, I'll use emotional manipulation.
You're lucky, actually. I nearly sold that Combat Patrol 2 days ago. And then they changed their mind and went for one of the other Space Marine ones.
Well, obviously, I need to try and get more than one of them to fill out 10th Company. Because with the amount of 35, so that's 75-man units of scouts. So some with shotguns, some with bolters, some with snipers. Some with shotguns, some with close combat, some with bolters, some with snipers. So I've got quite a selection of scouts. But I don't have any of the Phobos units, which would be the Primaris equivalent, to go in there with them. So I would like the fast option, the heavy option, and an additional troop option. Now not scouts or elites.
Yeah.
They're not troops again for some bloody...
They're not scouts. They're not scouts, though.
They're initiates.
Yeah, they're fully fledged Space Marines. They're just... You basically go from neophytes to the Phobos initiates, but you're still a fully fledged Space Marine, and then when you get experience, you become an intercessor. But some intercessors can. Yeah, some intercessors do take on Phobos roles if needed, though.
Which is where you get the more advanced. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that, but yes, I need said units to be able to actually fill out the rest of 10th Company properly.
Yeah, and that particular combat patrol is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
there's quite a lot of models for what you get.
Well, 2 of them would do perfectly because it'll give me 2 heavy choices, it'll give me 2 fast choices, it'll give me 2 lieutenants, which means where are you, bugger? That bugger can become my Phobos captain because he's got a nice gun to represent it.
Yeah.
And he's the only one that I've got of those, so he wouldn't. He'll stand out against the double up of lieutenants.
Are you using the rules that were designed for that particular model, though?
No, I don't like.
I was going to say because he's got special rules. He can't be even with another unit. He's pretty good, but very different style of play.
He's going to become my Phobos captain. If I can't get a Phobos captain. Well, for instance, if I was to enter and win one of your raffles, guess what model I'm asking for? Oh.
Well, technically, I haven't done this yet, so technically, I've not told you this. So technically, you should not remember this. But I'm planning on putting a shop on my site, and my supplier will be the one who supplies the models for it. And I think he has. If I'm thinking of the right model that you're talking about, I think he has one of them.
I'll bring it up.
There's no shop on my site yet.
No. I mean, I'll just go to James' workshop and show you the model.
Oh, right.
No point doing that. I'm not doing all the.
So I do remember seeing.
We are upgrading our warehouses. Oh, that's a new. Right, in fact, I'm going to let you have a look through this one. 1 second. Have you been on GW site today?
Today? Yeah, but I didn't really look properly. I was just literally checking one thing.
What's this about then?
What's what? Hold on. Let me see.
We are upgrading our warehouses. We are improving our logistics facilities in order to provide you with better services, such as orders placed after the 21st of July may be delayed while we move from one site to another.
Yeah. I knew this. Yeah, they were they were expanding into another building.
Oh, okay.
Which is much bigger.
Leader, I'll do. Where are you, you son of a gun?
Oh, was that the library? Some of the librarian and Terminator armor is available now. Individually.
Apparently he is £24. Well spotted. Well, is that breaking news?
Yeah, I've got 2 spare of him. I'm going to be putting one on raffle.
I've got one. I'm okay with having one because then I can go, right, okay, there's my librarian to go with the first company. Boom, done. I've got one of the Phobos ones, which I'm quite happy with.
This is my Salamander one.
Phobos Captain's temporarily out of stock online. Let's have that.
That's the one you want, yeah. I think there might be one. That's my personal one for salamanders.
He's blue.
But yeah, librarians are blue. Librarians are always blue armor.
No,
apothecaries are always white armor, and chaplains are always black armor, regardless what chapter they're in.
No.
Yeah, they are.
No.
Yes.
No, they have a representation of the librarius or the apothecarium on them, so some part will be white or blue, but they don't entirely have to be. Do you want to know why that is? Because I fucking well said so.
Typically, that is how it should be. That librarians are blue, apothecaries are white, techmarines are red, tank crew are red because they're techmarines technically, and chaplains are black, and they tend to have their chapter colours on their shoulder pads or their knee pads.
Yeah. Or you can do it the reverse way around. And I'm never going to be.
Then they're not law accurate, and you're just being a dickhead.
I'm sticking to anyway. But to respond to Buzzard, I'm sticking to EB's description of me. I'm a half-burnt ferret. Because it was actually quite. It's like actually that's quite funny, that one. So I'll stick with that one. Yeah, I am a dickhead. You know this already.
Yep.
And why?
And I'm OCD, and I have to do everything strictly to the law that's written on in their books.
Which is why I'm probably infuriating more than anybody else on this planet. Because the law is written by me. Do you want to know why? Because it's my chapter. Yes, they have librarians.
But they still should follow. They should still follow the Codex Astartes, or they'll be excommunicated.
No.
Well, not excommunicated. They'll be heavily investigated to see if they're traitorous.
They've been investigated. They have been found loyal. Their colour scheme may be a little bit obscure for the Codex Astartes. However, Rabuti Gulliman himself has approved it.
I don't believe it. Don't believe it for 1 second.
Go and ask him.
I have Black Templars. We'll see what they think.
They don't think anything. They just go raw, rage, kill.
They kill the heretic.
They're the orcs of the Space Marines.
Okay, I never thought about it that way, but yeah. Better equipped orcs.
Yeah.
That can actually shoot.
Can you count why? But how many heretics are there? None. I'm going to kill them all. See? That's... See? That Black Templars in a nutshell.
No. How many heretics are there? Black Templar's answer will always be too many.
No, it's none, because I'm going to kill them all. And then they just go on a mad slaughtering spree and take out the entire...
But no matter how many they kill, there'll always be more to go. So there'll always be too many of them.
No, because they're going to kill them all. That's why they're going to crusades, to kill them all. So there are no heretics.
Nah, they know that if they kill them all, they'll be out of a job. And they'll be there stacking shelves at 40k Asda.
No, because they've got a secret heretic producing facility. It's called the Inquisition. That would tell us that. No, just him beating down on the door now. Do a classify. Have I classified his tails? I have. He's shitting. I've not done his shitting yet. I'm choosing that word specifically because I prefer it to chitting. I don't like the sound of chitting armour. Good evening, Thrash. How are you? Thank you for joining me. The link is pinned at the top if anyone wants to come up. Although we are having rather geeky conversations, I must say. And I've yet to actually go through the stats on how I'm going to use these things yet. They look quite interesting, to be quite honest. I'm not happy with them compared to what I want them to do, but yeah.
The rules, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Nids look like they've got decent rules.
I mean, this unit particularly, Von Ryan's Reapers. And they're very much forward deploy shock assault troops.
Yeah.
Get up there, get up quick, cause disruption, die within the first 2 turns. Hopefully take some stuff out on the way, but certainly cause a disruption for your opponent so that they can't focus on the main advance of your force as much as they would like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In which case, that's when the Khan effects and all the other stuff stumps up to go raw.
Are you going to go for primarily combat, primarily shooting, or a mix of both? Or I'm thinking of collecting Nids, but I'm going to make it entirely combat, and the only ranged weapons will be natural weapons, not ones that look like they're carrying guns.
Right, so like the Screamer Killer's vomit thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing looks good, and like the not the termagants, but the other ones that have the claws.
Hormigants.
The hormigant.
So you wouldn't be going for the Barb Guards then?
I haven't decided on them yet.
And
they kind of look okay because they don't look like guns that they're holding technically. It just looks like this. And if you think about it, they're spitting out bombs or something. I can't remember what it is. Maybe it's barbs.
Yeah, it's the biovores that spit out the bombs. The bombs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, have you seen their new Jesus Christ! Have you talking about jazzing something up and giving it a full makeover? They've gone from a silverback gorilla with a mortar on the back to, and I think he's an 8-legged armored.
Did you see my post on Facebook for it?
Yes, but I don't have it up at the moment.
The one that I photoshopped to make it look like what it reminded me of when I first looked at it.
I'm not bringing my Facebook up. There's one thing.
It's on Facebook and it's on my Discord, but the Discord might have been lost by now.
Right, I was going to scroll way up.
On my Facebook, it should be a few posts ago.
There's a reason I'm not going through Facebook is because I don't have Facebook linked to Lazy Mini Painting, which I do need to change. Pretty much everything else I have has been linked over, but my Facebook isn't. So my Facebook is me if you used to meet me in the street, in which case I'm not as quite a happy chappy person as I am on here. I get called that. Let's put it this way. When I pick my son up from school, I get greeted from within the classroom as, "Yay, angry dad's here," or "Oh no, angry dad's here." From within the classroom. So all the teachers hear this, all the kids hear this. And I'm stood out there outside waiting to pick up. I get this every day, every single day. That is probably really loud because my water pot is right next to the mic and I've just realised it.
It's fine. I heard it, but not much.
Yeah, realising where your
fine.
water pot's right next to your mic because you've moved it because you've got your camera on it.
You're fine.
I hear movement.
Did you see the image?
I've not looked yet. I'm pretty sure I have seen it, but I can't recall it.
You know Lucas. You know the animation Lucas the Spider.
Oh, that one. Yes.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that model, I thought of Lucas the Spider, so I photoshopped Lucas the Spider onto it.
Now I know exactly which one you mean. Yes, I did see that one. No, I thought of Starship Troopers, and they're both
that's true.
Plated,
yeah,
but much more plated than the Starship Troopers style books.
But the original Starship Troopers film is classic.
I need to give that a rewatch. It is a fantastic film, and there's supposed to be a game of it as well. They're supposed to have a model game. Do these for Starship Troopers.
Yeah, and there's a computer game coming for it as well, isn't there?
Probably. I believe there's already a mobile game. There's definitely an app for it already. Oh, sorry. I'm out of camera shot. I keep forgetting about doing that.
But yeah, if they bring out a miniature game for it, that's awesome. I'll definitely collect that.
Mm. Oh, well, thank you.
Probably put it on my site.
Well, there are a few, and these are quite a few out of print games as well now. Like the Alien games, which I believe is out of print now, which you can't get a hold of, which is a shame.
Yeah.
And there are these Judge Dredd games. You've got the Marvel Crisis Protocol if you want to do the superheroes as opposed to a sci-fi one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if they've got anything in the steampunk variety at the moment. But again, that's why I would like somebody who knows a lot more about the other games on the market than I do. So I go, I want to play a cyberpunk
there is one I'm interested in. I can't remember what the company was called, but they do a Harry Potter one.
Yes, I've seen that one.
The same company also do a Batman one as well, and the models are quite nice.
Is it an RPG or is it a tabletop?
Tabletop.
Is it a co-op or is it a strategy?
I'm not sure if it's a co-op.
Or is it
I just know it's a tabletop. It's a tabletop wargaming game.
Right.
I think it's more in the line of what the Inquisitor game was, or like Kill Team.
Wasn't the Inquisitor game actually more of an RPG?
I'm not sure. I never played it, but I'm thinking more in terms of like you only had like 1, 2, 3, or 4 models or whatever.
Yeah, there's a much smaller model count as opposed to 40k where you can have 50, 60, 100 depending on which faction you've got with.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't mind the smaller model count idea. I may have 100 models, but I'm more than happy to play with 3 of them if that's what the game requires. As long as I get to choose which 3 I get to use. It's like, you need a big, fat, heavy dude. So, well, what scale are we playing in? Right, okay, I'll take that. That's a big, fat, heavy dude. Are you going to confuse it for that one, which is my hacker? Nah. And that one, which is my leader. There you go. 3 models. Boom.
Yeah.
And theatre of the mind, if it's a cyberpunk style or if you've got different models that would actually suit it, then awesome. I really should not have been painting tonight. I knew I wasn't in the That's why I'm glad I chose 3 models as opposed to doing the 5 model one.
Yeah. But the only reason I'm building now is because I'm too tired to paint. I'm actually working on a really nice model at the moment.
Which one? Well, you're working on Impulsor at the moment.
Well, no, I've got multiple projects at the same time.
I meant,
so I've got the lion here.
Literally at the moment. Oh.
He's not fully built. He's separate.
You've got old Lionel.
I've got 2 of them. 2 to commission.
What, Johnson and Blair?
Yeah, we'll go for that. But yeah, spray painted green so I can get his cloak nice and smooth. But yeah, I've got 2 of them to do. Got 2 far sights. One of them has already been finished and shipped off. The other one is here.
Oh, so we should be seeing that. Is that on the portfolio already?
This isn't.
The one that's been shipped.
The ones that's been shipped, I've already taken pictures, and I've a couple of videos, and I will be uploading them on the portfolio probably tonight. Actually, I'll probably stop working or painting soon, and I'll probably do some computer work in a bit. I'm getting tired now.
Well,
so I'll have some pictures up soon.
Excellent. Well, remind me, because you know I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
So send me a DM and go, look, put this link in what we're model Musing 16. Put this link in that description for me, and remind me to actually do it, because I'll forget.
Oh, from a site.
Yes. So if anyone does actually watch this, and I don't know how many people do watch me when they come back afterwards, or
even if it's just one person is enough, you know.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. If one person goes and looks, please, thank you, please have a check over. I will put them in at a future date so it's referenced properly, and you'll be thinking, what you want about, you're talking about it and it's already there. That's because you're in the future. Time travel's awesome. We're constantly doing it. We just can't do it the other way.
Yeah.
And it's really weird when you think about it in that way. It's like, do you mean time travel's possible? Well, we're constantly moving forward in time. We just can't go backwards.
Not yet.
And
you can move forward in time at a different rate than other people.
Yes, by your proximity to your gravitational force.
Or by going faster.
Or by going faster. Which is usually accomplished by your proximity to your gravitational force.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I automatically assumed degrees of astromechanics of people. I am sorry.
No, it's fine. I like all that talk. It's interesting.
It's not me. It's I picked it up from my missus. My missus has got a degree in planetary sciences, so it's like she's got all the knowledge, and I've just got little bits that have stuck and bits that I've managed to pick up. So it's like, oh yeah, not everyone talks to somebody like, right, okay. So I forget that sometimes. It's like, yes, summing it up in my way because I have but I don't dumb things down very easily. Which is my problem. Which is what I should do, really, because I'm pretty goddamn dumb. But yeah,
lazy.
And lazy. Well, once you get me going, I'm fine. It's essentially, I'm a bit of an old engine. It takes a bit of a while cranking to get it going, but once you get it going, it runs all right. I mean, I have more than, for my degree of painting and my current skill capability, I get through reasonable models to what I classify as at least well, I'm not going to be blushing and going, if I put it on a tabletop in a store or at a game store. quite quickly. And that's come from a few things. One, learning new techniques. Two, practicing those techniques. And three, having a
Bullshitting your way
camera.
through it.
Well, having a camera in front of me is going, you've got to do it, dickhead, because it's somebody, it might only be one person, but they're expecting you to watch you paint something, so you better start painting. So with that becomes practice. And then,
You've got 5 people doing that right now.
I know. See, I don't understand it either, but well, I think Hadrich earlier on summed it up pretty nicely as a nice way. I think some people put it on because I constantly chat that much crap and bollocks and rubbish, and I never really have anywhere that I'm going. Which tonight you're going to be shocked because I'm actually going to review these units if I have enough time and how I would use them. So in there, you're getting something that's actually relevant to the content that I'm doing. This is the first time for everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of people use me like ASMR. It's like, look, if you listen to this fucker, I'm sleeping like 10 minutes. What do you mean? It's like, yeah, stick him on. And that's
That happened a few weeks ago with me, if you remember. Maybe it wasn't last week because I was on here with you, but the week before,
yeah,
I had you on in the background while I was playing Final Fantasy 16, I think it was, and you put me to sleep even while I'm playing the game.
Yeah, apparently I'm a brilliant ASMR source. Or as the initial person who sorted this out called me, boring fucker. So,
yeah.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
That sounds more accurate.
Yeah. But if it works, it works.
I mean, you're putting me to sleep right now. I feel exhausted. Got nothing to do with the fact that I got up at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, nothing to do with that at all. No. Let's make some of these slightly different than the others. Only marginally, but slightly. I've missed a big chunk of yellow.
Well done.
Well, that's why I'm using 3 different fucking brushes.
Yeah, I'm doing these lamenters, right? They're yellow. I'm not using any yellow paint.
What? The oranges, whites?
I'm using a spray can of yellow, washes and whites. Yeah.
I'm not using any spray. I'm not using any yellow paints. I'm using a spray paint yellow.
That's not paint. That's aerosol. It's different.
No,
I'm not painting yellow.
What comes out with the?
I'm pressing a button and it
solvent.
automatically covers the model. That's not painting.
What comes out with the solvent when you use an aerosol?
Pigments.
Of
paint.
So you're using yellow paint. I'm not denying that you're using it to base them. Fair enough. So you're using yellow paint and then using washes out. See, what I thought you might have done is you might have gone for an orange and then bright.
I was thinking that, but I've done Imperial Fists recently for a commission. Did exactly the same thing, and it came out quite nice.
Then there you go. Tried and tested method. Do it. Boom. Don't just jump things out. I can't see. Ooh, see, that's a nice yellow. I struggle with yellow.
It's because of the paints you use. You need to use the right ones.
Well, at the moment, the only yellow you use is the speed paint one. Because I don't like yellow, I didn't buy a yellow. No point buying something you don't like and you're not going to use. So
I'll show you the spray can I'm using. It's not Games Workshop brand.
Oh, I never use Games Workshop brand. I actually use a chalkboard paint.
Yeah, I don't have that. I'll get the cans that I use.
That's what I mean.
So I've got one for my salamanders as well.
See, I don't know about getting.
I've got loads of different colours. I've got like 20 spray cans.
Most with my mine being black, and the only bits I really need to paint blue are the shoulder pads. There's no real point in me buying multiple spray cans. And I prefer the idea of an airbrush to spray cans because of the propellant. Oh, I've knocked my camera off center again. So, God,
I've got
dang it.
these.
Stay.
So that's for the inferior fists, or the yellow ones, and that's for the salamanders.
I'll work for orcs as well.
Yeah, it's a good shade.
In fact, that'll be a nice base and zenithal colour set there for orcs.
And then I use this for.
Oh, that would work as well. Oh, I like that one.
That produces this.
Yes. But if you was to take a standard orc boy, prime him in the green, and then zenithal, or at least try and slap chop as best you can with the light tan. Basically, just give it a very light covering with that light tan. That would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be very nice. It'll save you a lot of time on the orcs as well. See, it's about knowing shortcuts and knowing speeds and quick ways of doing it, which is why I'm letting these dry. So I'm going to move you back off there a second and present share screen application window. Why won't you let me share that one? That's weird. That's very weird. I wanted to
call him kettle black there.
Well, no, I wanted to bring up the Tyranid sheets. And I'll show you now because it should let me do it. There we go. Yeah, that's better. See, armor rules. That's better.
Hold on. I'm using my phone for the Streamlabs, but I'm using my tablet to watch, so my tablet's like a few seconds behind.
Right, okay. It's just a PDF that they released for the Tyranids.
Oh, right, yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the army rules. So if your faction is Tyranids, which they all will be, all these will be Tyranids. If your unit is within 6 inches of one or more sign-up models from your army, so that it's been sign-up range each time a Tyranid from your unit takes a battle shock. So it's 3, an extra dice when you get battle shocked if you near a sign-up thing. Right, okay. If your enemy's faction is Tyranids wants a battle, I can make in either player's command phase. I can battle shock the entire army. That's a bit crap, right? I don't like that. Right, I get to pick one of these.
Do you know what Battle Shock actually does now? Because it's actually extremely useful.
It reduces stats, so obviously I'm going to use it in his command phase, not mine. I'm not stupid because I'm not going to let him recover in his. So use it in his command phase just after he recovers any of his. I go, right now, use it. Everyone's getting battle shocked. You don't get to recover. You're battle shocked all the way through your turn and then all the way through my turn as well. Yeah, fuck you. I already get that one.
But Battle Shock also reduces your objective security to 0. So if you Battle Shock a unit, that unit can't claim any points for objectives.
Oh.
That's what the Battle Shock is used for. There's no more removing models or anything like that from failing leadership test. It just makes that unit unable to claim an objective that turn. And you can't use stratagems on them.
Oh. Well, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, Battle Shock is pretty good.
In fact, if anything, it just goes, right, okay, well, that makes that shows what I'm going to do with that unit then. And they're charging at you. And they're going to shoot you and kill you, and they're moving on. They're not doing that this turn because there's no point. But I get to pick one of these. Swarming insects, targets against infantry, swarm, high progression, monsters and vehicles gain lethal hits. Which one do I like out of all them? And the hive predators I'm not bothered about. Targeting a character, I'll just wipe the character out with the unit. Sod it. Each time a Tyranid model with this hyper adaptation makes an attack that targets an enemy monster or vehicle, that attack has the lethal hits ability.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes, that is.
Auto wound.
On a 6, regardless of toughness.
Not necessarily on a 6. It just has lethal ability, hits ability. Things can change what you need to roll a critical for.
There are modifiers, but the base one is a 6.
Yeah.
Same as the sustained hits is an additional hit on a 6. And about hit roll on a 6, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, so, sustained hits, if you critical hit on hitting, you get an extra.
It's the old Tesla ability for the Necrons.
Yeah.
Lethal hits is auto wound.
And precision just means you can choose where you're targeting it. So you can hit you can hit a character, yeah.
No, I prefer the lethal hit ones out of all that. If I'm looking at my Tyranid army, I don't think I'll have much trouble with infantry because I'm only playing small scale. But if anyone brings a monster or a vehicle, so something like the Carnifex or a Dreadnought, something like that, having a load of little gaunts firing at it with lethal hits is quite nice.
Yeah, and you're going to find a lot of people are going to bring vehicles to the game now because they've been made better.
Yeah, that lethal hit. So hyper-aggression to me stands out far more than the others. Okay, stratagems are specific to scenario. Okay, invasion fleet enhancements. If you're using invasion fleet detachment, which you will be because there's only one, you can use these invasion fleet enhancements. Now, each one's going to cost points.
Yeah, you can have up to 3 enhancements in your army.
I have to put this.
And they can be given to character units.
So only characters.
Only characters, yeah.
Leaders are.
Yeah.
Right.
Character leader, they're the same thing.
Well, no, because there's.
Yeah, not 100%. Most characters are leaders.
Yes, but things like apothecaries, ancients are not leaders, but they are characters that can join units. But they can join units in addition to leaders, which is weird.
Yeah.
Basically, you can get a 5-man unit up to a 10-man unit by adding characters to it, and it's just like. But that's that's by the by because I'm not going to do that on this one. Right. So I'm looking at, in my case, then, is only going to be the Winged Prime and is it the Neurophant? Little brain dude.
Little brain dude.
Well, the brain character, the HQ. What's he called?
This one?
Neuro Tyrant. I can't see the screen. I think I'm flicking through. Yes, that one.
Yeah, Neuro something, yeah.
Neurotype. We'll get to him in a minute, but that's a Neurotype, so he's another one. After both players have deployed their armies, like 3 Tyranid units from your army and redeploying them and put them in strategic reserve. Situational, I don't mind that one, but it's not great. Tyranid model only, while friendly Tyranids, so within 9 inches of the bearer, that synapse. No, because they're going to pick him off pretty quick unless I stick him in the middle of there, but you're going to paint some. Ooh, that's a nice one. Adaptive biology.
Not necessarily. You don't have to put them next to the enemy. You can just drop them on an objective.
I'm thinking of Winged Tyranid Prime. He's going to outpace most things, and I'm going to want him to. So, which is why adaptive biology might be a better thing for him. I guess 5+ feel no pain.
Mm-hmm.
At the start of any turn, if the bearer has fewer than its starting number of wounds until the end of battle, it has to feel no pain. 4+ built instead. So he has 5+ until he takes his first wound, and then unless you wipe him out, he's on a 4+ feel no pain. That's nice.
That reminds me, I was supposed to have a game of 40k this Saturday just gone, but because of my sleep patterns completely fucked, I woke up like 2 hours after it was supposed to start. But I was going to take Death Guard, and I had like 80 points left to spend, and obviously Death Guard are extremely expensive. The new rules for the Beast of Nurgle is incredibly good. He's toughness 9 with 6 wounds, and at the end of every single phase, he regenerates all lost wounds.
So you've got to wipe him out that turn, otherwise
you've got to wipe him out, not in that turn, in that phase.
In that phase?
Yes, every phase he regenerates all lost wounds. So if you don't kill him in your shooting phase, he's back to full wounds in the combat phase.
He won't survive a shooting phase.
He maybe not, but if you think about it,
significant damage to me, he's not surviving the shooting phase.
But that's still getting the enemy to focus a lot of shooting fire on one model.
It is, and if you've got Mortarion in there plowing alongside with him, that is not something I want to have to do.
No,
I do not want to have to fire everything at him.
If you fire everything at him and fluff your dice rolls, and the Beast of Nurgle still only has 1 wound left, and you've got nothing to shoot at it, suddenly you've wasted your entire shooting phase.
Yep. Oh, that is a nasty bugger. That is Okay, so what's this Wing Prime? If I give him a 5+ feel no pain, I think it's 5+ feel no pain, fair enough. Sustained hits 1 ability. Now, if he's on his own, does he gain that ability? Or does he have to lead a unit to gain that?
Say it again?
Alpha Warrior for the Winged Tyranid Prime. It's one of his rules. While this model is leading a unit, weapons equipped by models in that unit have the Sustained Hits 1 ability. Does that apply?
He has to be leading a unit.
He has to be leading a unit. He doesn't get it while he's on his own of a unit of 1.
He doesn't get it at all. It's the model that he's leading that gets it. He doesn't get it.
He doesn't get it at all. That's so.
Yeah, if you read it properly, it says whilst leading another unit, models in that unit.
Yes, but he's in that unit.
Oh yeah, because they all count as 1 unit. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So he has to be leading a unit, and they all get it, including him.
Right. So he has to be leading a unit for him to get it.
Yeah.
But if he's a unit of 1, he's still leading the unit.
No, because the word "leading" is specified as joining another unit.
Okay, fair enough. And this model didn't remove it. The model's can fight after attacking. He's finished casting, then he's so he gets a chance to fight on death. Yeah, not bad. 12-inch movement, toughness 5, 6 wounds, so he's not getting took down too easily.
He's not bad.
That 5+ feel no pain, that would definitely give him help him out a bit.
Yeah.
That would definitely help him out a bit. So, yeah. I think that's what I'll stick on him. He has no thingies, and I have nothing to put him with. So that's useless. But Van Ryan's Leapers. Now, these have been bugging me. Because I'm not sure where they'll fit. God, I've got to scroll through. I did have this up, but he wouldn't let me share the screen. I'm not sure why he wouldn't let me share, so I'm going to have to.
Got a visitor.
We have a visitor. Ah, wrong one. Oh, kitty cat.
Yeah, she's currently trying to climb up over all the Tyranids. There we go.
No kitty cat, no.
She's fine.
I've noticed something with this, and I don't know if you realise. Have you read the rules that you got in Leviathan to play these models?
Not yet, no.
Right. That's on the screen and in my hands. Has
the Winged Tyranid Prime?
No, the Neuro Tyrant.
Oh, right.
The big
My
grey one again.
screen is behind. Oh, God,
Sorry.
my tablet is behind like several minutes. Hold on. I need to fast forward it. It must have frozen. Yeah, Neuro Tyrant. Yeah, I'm seeing it.
On his status sheet in the Leviathan box, he doesn't have as many wounds and doesn't have as many attacks in melee. But his 2 little creatures have a stat line.
Yeah.
Here, he's gained 2 extra wounds, gained 2 extra attacks, and his little creatures don't do anything.
Right, yeah. Because it's a similar thing with Tau. Like the drones don't count as models; they just add extra wounds or extra saves to the model they're with. They're more token markets as opposed to actual models.
Well, which is what I was thinking, because synaptic relays in your command phase, you can select 2 friendly Tyranid units within 12 inches. So those are essentially perfect for just going, that's the one I'm marking with that one, and that's the one I'm marking with that one. So they don't even have to be part of the model at all.
If it says anywhere that you have to, the 2 little guys don't count as models, then you have to measure from the Neurotype in itself. But if it doesn't specify that, then you could measure from the little guys.
Well, that's what I was going to say. If you wanted to, it does say place a synaptic relay token next to each selected unit to remind you. I'm assuming that's what they're supposed to be then.
Yeah, it will be that, yeah.
They're actually supposed to be synaptic relay tokens, not neuraloids. Or a neuraloid is a synaptic relay token.
Yeah, I think it's that, yeah.
And then he's not got a bad. I don't like that range. He's a close range, and I don't like it with toughness 8. 18-inch range flamer, psychic flamer. While this model is leading in units, each town model makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. If the target is battle shot, you add 1 to the wound roll as well. If 1-on-1 neuro attacks from your armies on the battlefield when you unleash the Shadow of the Warp, subtract 1 from the battle tests for each enemy unit on the battlefield. So he's nice. He's a good leader, 4+ invul as well.
Yeah.
Which is his natural save. He's alright. Oh, and he can join Neurogons. I didn't know that.
Say again?
He can join Neurogons.
Oh, yeah. They're the tiny ones, though, aren't they?
Yeah, these little itty bitty. Whatever.
Yeah, they're tiny. They're very weak, and they're only useful for spreading your synapse ability across your army.
Yeah,
that is literally all they're used for.
If they're gonna stop him from getting shot, I'm quite happy.
Yeah. They will.
That's fine. They're gonna stop him from getting shot. That's brilliant. I like them now. I didn't think much of them, but I like them now. See, lictors, there's the old sculpt, which is pretty much a Van Ryan's Leaper. The new sculpt is far bigger.
It is, but the new lictor model that they've teased on the Warhammer thing will be even bigger than the Von Ryan.
That's what I mean. The new lictor model is far bigger than the old Von Ryan Leaper.
Yeah, which is awesome. It's cool.
But the old Von Ryan Leapers are the same size as the old lictors. So all those people who went out and bought lictors have now not got lictors anymore. They've now got Von Ryan's Leapers.
Yeah.
That's a bit shitty, isn't it? We've changed your model now. He's not that anymore. It's this. You guys go and buy it if you want my model again. What the fuck? See, and that's not the new Pyrovore either. Because he's the new big blue.
Well, yeah, they didn't want to show all the new models on like a couple of weeks before they revealed them.
Should have. Right, here we go. Van Ryan's Leapers. Okay, so these are infiltrators. So, right, so they are literally just run up in your face. Movement 10, toughness 5. So they're not bad for toughness.
Fights first, always.
Fights first. So even, any units that charge also get that ability. So
No. The units
Yes.
that charge get a slightly different. I don't think they get the ability fights first. The rules just say that they get the first round of fighting. But if your unit has fights first, it interrupts that.
Right. Okay.
So if someone charges the Von Ryans, if you're using your Von Ryans and I charge you with a unit of Black Templars, you'll get to fight first with the Von Ryans. Then I'll get all of my charge attacks, and then the rest of your army will get to fight.
If there's anything bloody left.
Yeah.
Because it's what you do. But then again, it's what these are supposed to do. 6 attacks each, and there are 3 of them. 6, 12, 18 attacks, 3s to hit. What? Strength 5, AP 1, 1 damage. So he's not doing much. They're not ripping through stuff unless it's guardsmen. Let's face it. They're ripping through guardsmen, maybe arcs.
Anything with 1 wound they're good against.
Anything with one wound or low numbers, low save. So they'll be excellent for taking out each other.
Oh, and they get to use heroic intervention for free.
Yes, but that's only if I need to use it.
Yeah, but it's still a really good thing, and they're infiltrators and stealth, so they get to set up on the board close to the enemy, and they get an extra move. Stealth. No, sorry, infiltrators is you can deploy anywhere on the board more than 9 inches away. Stealth means -1 to hit them if you're more than 12 inches away.
No, it's just a -1 to hit for these.
Yeah, maybe you're right, yeah.
I was reading through the rulebook before I came up. I actually did a bit of research tonight, believe it or not. I was reading through the rulebook, and yeah, it's a -1 to hit.
It sounds you've done more research than me for a change.
I know, it's shock horror. It does happen occasionally. It's a -1 to hit with ranged attacks, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we got a 6+ invul. I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
So that's put them up a little bit higher. So yeah, they're going to be the front wave crashing before the counter smashes you in the face. That's nice. Now, where's that? They can't change anything. Neurogaunt. So these are essentially just fodder.
They're basically a unit where you can, the leapers, you just let the opponent charge you. It makes no difference. You still get to attack first.
Oh no, I've moved on to the Neurogaunts now, which are just a shield for the big brain thing. Right, understand that. Toughness 3, 1 wound, save 6. Yeah, they're just 11 wounds. Oh, sorry, 10 wounds. Is it? No, 1 to 2 node beasts and 10 to 20 Neurogaunts. So I can have a 22 model unit.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So 11 models in that one. Which is, I don't have any zone throat, which is a shame. I've always liked that. Ripper Swarms have a ranged attack? Since when? I mean, it's shit. Yeah. 6-inch range, 4 shots, 5s to hit, strength 3, no AP, 1 damage.
That's cool. And it's a natural weapon, not just something that they're holding in their hand that looks like a 9mm pistol.
Yeah, basically it's spined moss. So the spitting stuff at you, the spitting little sharp teeth at you.
Yeah, that's the kind of ranged weapons I would happily have in my army.
And then
I would have Ripper Swarms. I would definitely buy them.
Shitters are while an enemy unit is within engagement range, have the objective control characteristic of they all of a sudden become very 6-inch move, toughness 2, 4 wounds though. 4 wounds.
Yeah, they can be annoying to get rid of.
See, that's not bad. And swarms have special rules now. So I'm assuming they get certain things. I've not got a parasite of Mortrex.
I've not actually looked at I don't actually know the swarm rules.
And I've not looked at them because I've never had a swarm unit. I've never looked at Let's see, where's the last one that I've got done? Not Spore Mine. Spore Mine and Muciloid Spores. What's a Muciloid Spore? Oh, it's something that's a bit bigger and tougher.
I like that. The description. Every model is equipped with nothing.
Yeah, they don't have anything because it's just the effect that you want.
But it's just that sentence. Everything is equipped with nothing.
Essentially, you get it nearby enemy units and it blows up and deals mortal wounds.
Yeah.
Same with the Spore Mines, but Spore Mines can be fired by Biowars. Which is why I like Biowars. That one's the unit that can't miss. It's got 48 inch range. It either shoots you or it fires Spore Mines next to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't miss. It's the only 100% guaranteed kill or guaranteed hit in the game, including flamers, really, because they deal in mortal wounds, or they should deal in mortal wounds. It was if they hit, they wounded, so it was guaranteed in 9th. If they hit you with a Spore Mine, it was D3 mortal wounds straight away. Boom, that was it.
You have to deploy the Spore Mines more than 9 inches away from the enemy, though.
In this case, yes. So they do have a chance to take out the Spore Mines.
Yeah. So they're not a always hit thing.
Well, it is because it means the Spore Mines are in there in front of them, so if you don't shoot at them and you just move near them, then they're going to go kaboom. Yeah. Or if you leave them, they're just going to float after them. They have to. Again, it's with that. It's like, I can't leave it alone. I can't afford to leave it alone, so I'm going to have to shoot it. That's not who I'm looking for, though. Is this bugger? Bioplasmic Scream. Yes, that's nice. I do like that.
The Screamer Killer.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not a very friendly guy.
Well, what's the other option is the standard Carnifex.
Yeah.
Which, all right, I'm assuming if you took him, you would not have the Bioplasma or the Heavy Venom cannon. You may take the Devourers with Brain Leech Worms or Slimer Maggots.
Yeah, I would take them probably. Depends what it looks like.
Yes, as opposed to which his is just coming straight from his mouth. He's just shouting. He's just shouting at me a lot of acidic spittle, which is not very nice. Strength 8 though, it's not bad. Strength 8 is not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that's quite nice on that. Right.
Minimum, 4 to 9 attacks. Yeah.
So it's not bad at all. 2 AP, 1 damage. All right, it's only 1 damage, but it's assault and it's blast. So do vehicles still classify as a minimum of 5?
So blast is what's a little bit different now. If you're targeting a unit of 5 or more models, it's +1 attack. If you're targeting a unit of 10 or more, it's +2 attacks. For every 5 models that you're shooting at, you get an extra attack.
Okay, so what if you shoot something big?
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, sorry. You have to have...
So 6 is the turning point, 11 is the turning point.
Yeah, 6, 11, 16, yeah.
Are the turning points to get the extra attack. But what happens if you shoot something big? So you shoot my Dreadnought. Or you shoot my Screamer Killer. He's big enough to...
No, blast doesn't affect that.
So it's just the D6 plus, or just the D6?
It's just whatever the attack of the weapon is, yeah.
Oh, that's a bit crappy. See, this is going to change. See what it says, War Gear options, none. We know that's going to change. Because this plastic kit is going to replace this plastic kit, and we're going to get all those options as well as all these options. Why are they doing this to us? This is why I don't see. Now you understand why I complain about Games Workshop.
Not necessarily. They might not necessarily change that. A lot of these days, a lot of things are just the stat line and very little war game options. They've done it on purpose. It's perfectly possible that the Screamer Killer is purely just going to be that and that it. Even if they bring a new kit out that makes it look a little bit different, it'll still just be 4 blades.
Oh, that's I don't like that. That's a bit crap.
It's a dedicated unit. They seem to like doing that these days, having dedicated units that specialize in one thing.
So, like the Psychophage, which is the big bug that looks like it's got a chimney stack on its back. That's pretty much that. See, that's a 12-inch torrent. What's he got? Ignore. I have a feel no pain 6. That's nice. 1 hit roll. It was below half. Had 1 to the win roll. And it's a melee attack. Is it any good in melee? Strength 6, 1 AP, 2 damage, D6 plus 1 anti-psych and devastating wounds.
That's pretty good.
I'm not a fan of the random attacks. I'd rather them just gone 4.
Yeah, but the anti-psycho 2+, that's a critical on a 2. That's a critical on a 2+ and auto wound on a 2+.
Yeah, I understand that bit, but it's the attack D6. I'd rather them just gone 4 attacks.
Yeah, maybe
4 attacks and maybe add a pip of AP. And that's it. Yes, and you did hear me say a pip, and I know you know where I got that from, and it is from a YouTuber. Barbed gaunts, yes, this biocannon, these ones that you weren't sure of, this shoulder mounted thing. You can actually see his hand going into the side of it. And
kind of, but it doesn't look as ridiculous.
It is actually merged into it rather than holding it.
It is, and it is a negative point for me, but it doesn't look as obviously stupid to me as the termagants holding a pistol.
Yeah, 2 hands holding a... Well, don't forget, they replicate off what they've eaten. And
yeah, I know. I get the history behind it and stuff. I get the law and all that. I just don't like the visual.
They're going to Astra Militarum the way through it because they've eaten lots more of them than anything else.
Yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it. I just don't like the look of it visually. Don't like the visual aesthetic.
After you shot if an enemy until the end of the opponent's next turn, the enemy is disrupted. What is disrupted? Oh dear God, that's crippling for some armies.
Hold on, let me read it. Shooting phase.
If an infantry unit. So yes, it's an infantry unit. But you subtract from his move.
Oh yeah, -2 move, -2 advance and charge. Yeah, that's pretty good.
But cumulatively, that's 6 inches. So the movement's already dropped by 2. So if they shot themselves, they're down to 4 movement. Roll a D6.
Well, it doesn't say anything about cumulative.
Subtract 2 from its move characteristic, and subtract 2 from its advance and charge rolls made for it.
Well, yeah. Okay, so yeah. If you're moving, so it'll be -4 because you can't advance and charge.
Some units can.
Very few of them, but yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
But that's
pretty
crippling. Good. That's crippling for a Blood Angels.
Yeah.
I've just took 2 off your movement, so your movement 4. Roll an advance roll. I got a 6, no, you didn't. You got a 4, so you're moving 8, not 12.
Yeah.
And what did you get? Oh yes, I got a 7. No, you didn't. You got a 5. You failed to charge.
Yeah. My Black Templars have a defense against that, though.
What, against modifiers to charge rolls?
Yeah. I have
But
an
you
ability.
Still took 2 away from your movement.
No, I have an ability that kind of.
You might be able to negate parts of it individually.
I can negate parts of it, and I get an extra rule that completely makes it worthless against me. So I can, for one I've got a stratagem that I can use.
Right, so it's cost you right. Okay.
Yeah, it costs me a command point, but that's fine. I select any unit that's been shot at this turn.
Yeah.
I automatically get an advance in your turn, and it's automatically 6 inches. But it's not an advance, it's not a normal movement. It just says you can move that unit 6 inches.
So see, that's a nice counter. So I see how they've done that. So that's a nice counter, because to me that sounds like an overpowered ability. I'm certainly thinking, all right, they're not doing damage, but hey, they ain't running away from my card effects anymore.
Yeah, it is powerful. When I was playing against the Thousand Suns a few weeks ago, they had an ability that was quite very similar to that. Actually, the rule was basically it halved my movement, advance, and charge.
Oh, dear God, that's not good.
It didn't just remove it off 2; it just halved it all. So he did that, and then in my turn, I used that stratagem, and I immediately got 6-inch movement. And it also allowed me to re-roll my charge as well. So I still ended up getting in contact with him in that round.
But only just because of...
But without that stratagem, he would have crippled that unit. Although he crippled that unit anyway, because when I charged his unit, he overwatched me with a unit of 10 flamers and wiped them out. But the point is attacking my movement.
10 flamers?
Thousand Suns can, yeah.
Can they?
Yeah. And they're AP2 damage 2 flamers.
Yeah, I would imagine they're Hellstorm flamers, because the Thousand Suns feel like they're...
Yeah. But imagine that, right? A unit of 10 flamers at 2 AP, 2 damage, overwatching you. That's 10d6 auto hits.
Yeah.
At strength 5... reducing your armor to 5+ and doing 2 damage each.
It's a marine killer for a start.
In your turn as well.
Yeah, you're losing a unit of marines to that.
Oh yeah, it completely wiped it out. All I had left was Grimaldus in that unit.
Oh jeez. Yeah, but I'm assuming you went in and started mapping up.
I did charge, yeah. I charged the unit I could charge. But then Aviman was just out of that charge range, and then he charged Grimaldus and killed him.
No, he didn't, damn it.
Because the thing is, with the Black Templar's characters are not actually hard to kill.
They just have plot armor.
They're just extremely powerful in combat. So as long as I charge, I've won the combat. But I have to do that, or I risk losing my character. Like Helbrecht, he's supposed to be one of the best close combat characters in the game. He's one of still now. He still only has 5 wounds, toughness 4. He's not that tough to kill. Yes, he's 2+ armor save, 4+ invuln, but nothing special, you know.
He's a captain, but he's a bit of a souped-up captain. Chapter master, or
chapter master.
It's Helbrecht, isn't it? So he's chapter master.
Yeah,
which is very nice for him. It's nice for Shrike to have had his upgrade as well.
Oh.
Finally, seeing as essentially Crimson Fist already had three chapter masters, and they've still not even got their own out.
Yeah, Salamander. It's quite unfortunate for Salamanders because their chapter master has never had any models or rules.
He's had descriptions of him, but that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've downloaded all those descriptions, and I've paid someone £240 to design a 3D print file for him.
How much?
£240.
For how big's the model?
A little bit shorter than Vulcan, like the Primark Vulcan. But he's designing this from scratch on 3D print software, and from what I've seen of his other work, he's exceptionally talented.
Right. Okay. So it's not going to be a playable model then, as a chapter master.
Technically, no. But like when they release data sheets for Chapter Master, I'll be able to proxy it in.
Well, I think they'll release Vulcan before they release the Chapter Master.
No. I mean, just an index card for a generic Chapter Master. And then I'll just use that data sheet to represent him, just equipped with the Thunderhammer and Flamer and Sword.
Even though he's considerably bigger than a standard Chapter Master.
Yeah, of course, but I can't break the rules. And then hopefully one day they'll release. What I would love to see is like custom Chapter Masters. So you get the Chapter Master and you can upgrade them and kind of customize them into your own chapter.
Well, that's what they originally did with the first one. You bought you bought basically when you bought a captain box. He came with all the options you can give him for a captain, and then you give them to him and build him however you wished.
Yeah.
And because a chapter master was essentially just an upgrade for a captain, just slightly fancier, really. It was the same box. You built either your captain or your chapter master out of it.
Yeah.
I think I still actually have a specific. I think it's like Pedro Canto or somewhere. So I do actually have a chapter master from a Legion.
Yeah.
But it's luckily it's the metal one before they turned it to frigging Finecast. Because as good as Finecast was, and it was nice. It looked good, but it was just too brittle to be on the tabletop. So luckily my Pedro's still metal, I think.
Alternatively, I could just use the rule for Adrax.
Agaton, yeah. He
Adrax,
looks okay. The Salamander.
Captain of the second company. Salamanders.
Is he second? Oh, yes, because I think is he third for Heston?
Yeah, third for Heston. And because they technically don't have a chapter master, the captain of the first company is the proxy chapter master.
So he's Vulcan Heston then at the moment? Oh, no, because he's
No, the chapter master is called Tushan. Vulcan Hestan is not first company.
No, he's third, yeah. Sorry, yeah. We've only just said that and I've already forgotten.
Yeah.
I messed it up.
So Tushan was the captain of first company, and ever since Vulcan died or disappeared or whatever, I can't remember the story, but ever since he's no longer been there, or something happened to the chapter master, I can't remember what exactly, but now instead of giving someone the new chapter master title, Tushan remained as captain of the first company and is basically standing in as chapter master until Vulcan comes back, which is what they believe will happen.
Yeah. If Heston can ever get his fucking ass in gear. Damn it, I got relics to find. Chop, chop, boy. Chop, chop. Okay, so.
I think I'm going to head off because I was about to say, extremely tired.
I'm just about to close this off because I have just to give them the dry brush.
All right, okay. I'll wait a little bit.
So, this is what they now. If I can actually get a light on them so we can see. Very greeny for the bits that are going to stab you. Purpley yellow. I'm not basing these tonight, so I've still got a bit of a tactical rock thing to do. And a couple little things. As it says as the title of this stream, I don't think I'm up to this. So this is definitely the sloppiest paint job I've done for the Tyranids. and I'm definitely going to say I'm not happy with it. So I will be cleaning it up during the week just to get the bits like in there that I'm not happy with, and possibly a bit more purple over the places that I think need it. But
like a budget sloppy joes.
Yeah, essentially, I've just not got. When you just, it's just. I know the point was push me through this, but I still want to enjoy it. I still want to enjoy the painting process. I still want to learn how to do it better and become better, and still have fun doing it. I don't want it to become laborious and a chore, and if I continue now, it would become that. So I'm going to stop now. Hopefully,
if you could identify what exactly it is you don't like about the painting. Is it because you're not happy with the results? Is it because the process itself is laborious? Is it because you can't focus on it? You know what I mean?
It's definitely a myriad of factors. You've hit a few of them there, and yes, lack of knowledge is certainly part of it, but a lot of that has been changed since the induction of the internet. The painting tutorials. If you are a painting tutorial, I'm not a painting tutorial. This is how you practice. It's called getting your ass down and fucking doing it even when you don't want to. All right, I'm not happy with those models, but I practice. It's still more practice. My hand is now used to using that and doing that stroke with the brush and that stroke with the brush, repetitive action. Muscle memory is a good thing, and as well as practice at doing the technique. That's why I still push myself through. So yes, I wish to learn more techniques. I wish to get better at the techniques because I know I can be better. It's my own bone idleness that has stopped me. And I can't be bone idle when people like you and all of you there at home, hi. I can't be bone idle when you're sat there expecting me to paint, which I have been doing. See, they were all great. Those are the great things in the thumbnail. No longer grey. No longer grey. So next time's probably gonna be the Barbcons, those ones that we talked about a moment ago that reduce the movement. So next is probably going to be those. I have, however, apart from the flamers, got all my Space Marines up into the very base slap chop starting point. Every single bloody one of them. So yeah, the lieutenant, the apothecary. That's not an apothecary. Terminators, Stern Guard veterans, both HQs. I did more of a Zenithal on the Dreadnought, so I've got to go back over some of him, but it won't be able to find. So yes, thank you all for joining me this evening as Sinscape.
Bye.
We're getting tired, both of us. Next time, if anyone wishes to click the link, please feel free to do it. Obviously, if you're comfortable with, I'll let you up. But until then, drive safe, everybody, and see you next time. Thanks.